Welcome to Rustica Studio. Have you ever dreamt of a garden that feels like a warm embrace at the end of a long day? A space overflowing not just with flowers, but with life, personality, and a sense of peaceful sanctuary. It's not about having a massive estate or a limitless budget. It's about weaving together simple elements, color, texture, and thoughtful placement to create a front yard that tells your story and welcomes you home. Let's wander through these beautiful visions together and discover how we can bring this enchanting farmhouse charm to your very own doorstep. We'll explore how to transform your space into a breathtaking tapestry of blooms and tranquility, a place where every glance brings a new discovery and a deep sense of joy. Let's begin with one of the most versatile and impactful tools in garden design: container gardening. Look closely at how these gardens use a symphony of pots, tubs, and barrels. It's a masterful lesson in creating layers and focal points. Instead of planting everything directly in the ground, grouping containers of various sizes and materials adds instant architectural interest. We see rustic galvanized tubs, classic terracotta pots, and charming wooden barrels. Each material tells a different story. The cool, metallic sheen of galvanized steel offers a modern farmhouse touch, reflecting the light and contrasting beautifully with soft petals and green foliage. Terracotta, with its warm, earthy tones, brings a sense of timeless, sun-baked Mediterranean charm, aging gracefully over time with a beautiful patina. Wooden barrels evoke a sense of history and rustic authenticity, as if they've been part of the landscape for generations. This eclectic mix is key. It prevents the design from feeling flat or one-dimensional. By choosing containers that speak to you, you are immediately infusing the garden with your own personality. It's the first step in making the space truly yours, a collection of objects you love, cradling the life you want to grow. It's a dynamic and flexible way to garden, allowing you to change the composition with the seasons, moving pots around to catch the best light or to simply refresh the view. Now consider the art of arranging these containers. Notice how they are not just scattered randomly, they are clustered in deliberate, thoughtful groupings. A large terracotta pot holding towering sunflowers acts as a thriller, a dramatic centerpiece that draws the eye upward. Around its base, smaller pots and galvanized tubs spill over with fillers and spillers. Abundant petunias, fragrant lavender, and delicate calibrachoa. This filler-spiller technique is a classic design principle that creates a lush, multi-dimensional look in each arrangement. The thriller provides height and drama. The filler adds mass and body, making the arrangement feel full and complete. The spiller softens the edges of the containers, trailing gracefully over the sides and connecting the pot to the ground. You can also see how containers are used to define spaces. A collection of pots at the base of the porch steps creates a welcoming entrance, blurring the line between the house and the garden. Placing them along the edge of a pathway guides the eye and the feet, creating a gentle, organic border that feels much softer and more alive than a hard edge. This method allows you to garden in places you might not have thought possible, on patios, along driveways, or even on a small balcony, bringing life to every corner. The journey through a garden is just as important as the destinations within it. This is where pathways come into play. Observe the beautiful, meandering flagstone path in the first image. The irregular shapes of the stones, with soft green grass growing in the gaps, create a feeling of natural, unhurried movement. It doesn't rush you from point A to point B. It invites you to slow down, to pause, to admire the flowers that brush against its edges. This style of path feels as though it has been settled for years, perfectly integrated into the landscape. Compare this to the gravel paths in the other images. Gravel offers a different sensory experience. The soft crunch underfoot is a sound intrinsically linked to country gardens. It provides a wonderful textural contrast to the lushness of the plants. Gravel paths are also incredibly practical, providing excellent drainage and a clean, defined edge for garden beds, as seen in the more formal, symmetrical design. Let's talk about the soul of the garden, the flowers themselves. The color palette here is a joyful celebration of nature. We see bold splashes of sunny yellow from the sunflowers, creating an immediate feeling of happiness and optimism. This is beautifully balanced by calming shades of purple and blue from lavender, delphiniums, and salvia. These cooler tones bring a sense of serenity and peace. Then, interspersed throughout, are vibrant pops of pink and magenta from petunias and roses, adding a touch of romance and playful energy. The secret to this successful color scheme is repetition. Notice how purple isn't just in one spot. It's woven throughout the garden in different forms and textures, from the tall spires of salvia to the soft mounds of lavender. This repetition creates a cohesive and harmonious visual rhythm, guiding your eye smoothly through the space. Don't be afraid to be bold, but also understand the power of a connecting thread. You can also see the brilliant use of white. The masses of white daisies and hydrangeas act as a neutral canvas, making all the other colors pop. White flowers are magical in the evening, seeming to glow in the twilight and extending the time you can enjoy your garden. Beyond color, we must consider texture and form. A garden that delights all the senses includes a variety of plant shapes. You have the tall, architectural spires of delphiniums and foxgloves, which create dramatic vertical accents. These are contrasted with the soft, cloud-like mounds of hydrangeas and the fine, feathery foliage of ferns or grasses. The bold, plate-sized heads of sunflowers stand in stark contrast to the tiny, delicate blossoms of baby's breath or lobelia. This interplay of different forms is what gives a garden depth and keeps it interesting throughout the seasons. Even when not in bloom, the textural differences in foliage, the smooth, glossy leaves of a boxwood, the silvery, needle-like leaves of lavender, the broad, heart-shaped leaves of a hosta, create a rich and complex tapestry. Think about how these plants feel to the touch, how they move in the breeze. The rustle of ornamental grasses, the soft brush of lavender against your hand as you walk by. These are the subtle details that transform a garden from something you just look at to something you experience. Layering these textures creates a living ecosystem that is constantly changing and evolving. Let's delve deeper into creating structure and year-round interest. While the vibrant perennials and annuals are the stars of the summer, a truly great garden has a strong backbone. This is provided by evergreen shrubs and structural elements. In the fourth image, we see elegant boxwood hedges used to create defined borders for the flower beds. This brings a sense of order and formality to the otherwise wild abundance of flowers. These evergreen structures are crucial because they provide shape and color even in the depths of winter when the flowers have faded. They are the bones of the garden. You can also see the use of wooden crates and small plant stands to create varying levels. This is a simple but incredibly effective trick. By elevating some of the pots, you create a more dynamic and interesting composition. The magic of these gardens lies in their sense of abundance and generosity. The beds are planted densely, with flowers spilling over onto the paths. This is the essence of the cottage or farmhouse style. It's a controlled chaos, a celebration of life's untamed beauty. To achieve this look, think in layers. In a garden bed, you would place taller plants like delphiniums or sunflowers at the back. The middle layer would be filled with medium-height plants like daisies, salvia, or zinnias. The front edge would be softened with low-growing, spilling plants like petunias, alyssum, or creeping thyme. Lighting plays a crucial, often overlooked, role in garden design. During the day, we have the sun, but as dusk falls, artificial lighting can extend the magic. The simple string of Edison bulbs hung over the porch in the first image transforms the space completely. It casts a warm, inviting glow that makes the area feel like a cozy outdoor cafe. This type of lighting isn't harsh or purely functional, it's atmospheric. It creates ambience. You can also use uplighting to highlight the beautiful structure of a tree, or place small solar-powered lights along a pathway to guide the way safely and create a twinkling, firefly-like effect. The goal is to create soft pools of light rather than flooding the entire area. Ultimately, what these images communicate so powerfully is a sense of harmony between the man-made and the natural. The houses, with their classic farmhouse architecture, siding and welcoming porches, don't dominate the landscape, they settle into it. The gardens act as a beautiful, living bridge between the structure of the home and the wider world beyond. The color of the window trim might be echoed in a flower choice. The rustic texture of a stone foundation is complemented by the rugged charm of a terracotta pot. This is a holistic approach to design,